If you are talking to a boy on text, whether it be Snapchat or just messaging, and you don't know what to say and you feel awkward and you don't know what to do, this video is for you. So one thing I want you to remember when it comes to most boys, especially if you're in school, let's just say you're in high school and all of a sudden you've really never spoke with a boy, like, privately with texting. So it could be a little overwhelming and a little intimidating. But the good thing to know is in most cases, boys are actually easier to talk to than girls. And I'll explain why. Especially when you're young and you're in school, most girls are catty, drama, insecure, and not really the best friend type person. And so when you're dealing with a boy, a lot of times you're not dealing with that stuff. So talking to a guy or a boy over text is actually much easier. So you may say to me, hey, Con, but what do I talk about? Like, how do I even get this thing going, right? So let's say he says, hey, how's it going? And then you're like, well, what do I do with that? So the one thing I always like to recommend, especially when you're engaging with anyone to get the conversation going, is to ask questions. Questions are like the most amazing way to be social. It's about learning about the other person. And again, it's not cringy. You're not asking dumb questions. You're asking relative questions, right? So let's say he says, how is your day going? And you could be like, oh, it was going great. Now you want to come up with something to say, right? If you just say great, it's kind of hard for him to really volley back from that. So what you want to do is you want to offer something up. So for example, and again, I'm making this up. Oh, my day was really great. Had a math quiz today. Now I'm swamped with homework. I'm going to start that in a little bit. So now he's going to say, oh, how would you do on your math test? Or, hey, what kind of homework do you have? So what you're doing is you're offering information for him to volley back. Because when you give one-word answers, it goes nowhere, and then you're in the land of awkwardness. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're offering enough information to seem also interesting, that you have things going on. Now, it's homework. Everyone basically has homework, right? Tests. Everyone has tests. But what you're doing is you're offering information to get the conversation going. Then you could say to him, hey, how was school for you today? Did you have any tests? And let's say he, offers something up, or let's say he doesn't. And listen, I do agree. If someone's giving one-word answers, it's really, really annoying. But if you're a boy watching this video, then no, one-word answers are not cool. So again, hey, do you have any siblings? How many siblings do you have? What are their names? How old are they? What grades are they in? And you may realize that there's a connection. Maybe you have a sibling. Maybe they're close in age. It could be, what are you doing tonight? And I know the loaded question of what are you doing, as if he's going to ask you out or you're going to ask him out. Or do you have any plans tonight? Again, I know it's a loaded question, but what you want to do is you want to start asking questions that are going to get the conversation moving. Or you tell him what your plans are. Yeah, I'm going to do homework and then I'm going to watch this new Netflix show that I can't wait to watch. Great. What show is that? Oh, it's The Perfect Couple. Oh, what is that about? I don't know. It's about some crazy drama crime thing. So you see how what I'm doing is I'm offering enough information in the text to allow him to ask me. Now again, some boys will fail and not take the bait and just, again, be one-word answers. Just know it's because they're uncomfortable too. They're not knowing what to do either. It's awkward for them. It's scary for them. I know as a girl, we think it's really easy for a guy or a boy to text us and like they feel good about it and it's so easy, but it's really not. It's scary to them too, because if you blow them off, that kind of sucks too. So just be mindful. Conversation should be easy. Offer information, offer what you're doing. Don't complain, don't vent, don't do that, not sexy. But offer information and then ask questions. The more you do that, the more you practice, the easier it will get.